something makes everything a lot easier for myself. So yeah, let's go through what's being said, what's left of it really and truly. Not that there's anything groundbreaking where Arsenal are concerned, apart from obviously the man next to me in Jorginho. Again, if I share my screen with you lot, not actually that, but sharing my screen with you lot, that's just another tab. As you can see here, Jorginho signs for Arsenal. Welcome to North London. Italy international Jorginho has joined from Chelsea. The 31-year-old midfielder who has made 143 Premier League appearances joins us with a vast amount of experience for both club and international football. In addition to making nearly 500 club appearances during his career, he has been a regular in the Italy national team squad for more than 5 years, making 46 appearances and obviously winning the Euro 2020 with his country. Since joining Chelsea, Jorginho has been a fixture in their Premier League side and won the Champions League, the Europa League, the UEFA Cup, and FIFA Club World Cup. And again, if he's got all of this, this is something as Arsenal aspire to have to assign, to win. So good man to assign to your club, really. Obviously, we know he started his career at Verona. We know he's gone to Napoli, where he's also won trophies, winning the Coppa Italia and the Super Coppa Italiana in 2014. He made 160 appearances during his 4 seasons, so he's almost always been a vital player. Edu said Jorginho is an established professional with a strong mentality who brings quality and experience in our squad. First sentence, I believe, is the most important there, people. He's a player who fits our style of play, and he joins us at a very good moment where he can contribute in a key position to help maintain our momentum. We welcome Jorginho to Arsenal. I think he's been very clear, he can help maintain our momentum. Again, we're at the halfway point where the Premier League is concerned, so I think that makes a bag of sense. And again, the first paragraph, once again, is he's an established professional with a strong mentality who brings quality and experience in our squad. Love that. I love that you could play instead of Partey, and depending on the game conditions, you can play in Xhaka's role. You can play with either one of those players. You can come off the bench and help us see out games, and obviously the experience. Jorginho, our gaffer says Jorginho is a midfield player with intelligence, deep leadership skills, and a huge amount of Premier League and international experience. Jorginho has won in his career, but he still has the hunger and huge willingness to contribute here. Fair enough. And with him being 31, that's that burning desire. We're so pleased to sign Jorginho and welcome him and his family to the club. And he will also wear the number 20. He will join up with his new teammates immediately ahead of Saturday's match against Everton, where hopefully he plays some capacity of that game, people. Selfishly, he's delighted, the man himself, the new recruit, Jorginho, number 20, to finally link up with Arteta. What has he specifically said, people? He said on Arteta, actually, he was a big influence because I know that he tried a few times to get me before and it didn't happen due to other reasons, not because of my wishes. So, of course, he had a big influence. So, again, if Arteta's tried to sign him on multiple occasions, whatever that means, at whatever club, whether that was at City or obviously Arsenal at the moment, in whatever transfer window, you could get a tune out of the player like Arteta's been doing with the guys currently. I'm very excited for this new challenge and I just can't wait to be on the pitch, to be honest. Everything has happened so fast. I was a bit surprised, but I took the opportunity of this amazing challenge. It's an important shirt. It's an amazing club, a big one, and I'm really excited and happy to be here. Jorginho comes into our squad having played against us 10 times in his career, including in our last league encounter against the Blues in November. I mean, he's a very good player, and he seemed to make a mistake every time he played against us. So maybe he was indirectly telling, the management to sign him. He said that has given him a unique perspective on our strengths and weaknesses, and he has been impressed with what we've achieved already this term, which he hopes to help build on as we reach the business end of the campaign. Once again, helping us continue momentum, business end of the campaign. I am liking this statement. Please, regardless of who's at the club or who's not, can we continue having the season that we're having? And he has been impressed with what we've already achieved this term, which he hopes to help build on as we reach the business end of the campaign. He reflected on the November game. People said it was tough. It was a hard time. Even in pre-season, we had a friendly match where we smoked them, and I could feel and see that Arsenal would do very well this season. So when we faced each other again at Stamford Bridge, it wasn't a surprise for me at all. I'll try to bring positive energy, work hard, and my experience to help the team. It's what I always bring with me. I try to help with the experience I've had in my time with other clubs and anything I can just do to help the team to achieve more and more. That's my target. All I can promise is that I'm going to give my all to represent this club. Amen. And shout out to him. The pictures and all that's come out. Shout out to him meeting the gaffer. Shout out to Bukayo Saka's giving the cold sign. It's all good. Signing the thing. Which again, this market has shown until players are doing this, people, and holding scarves, don't get excited. And holding shirts, of course. Shout out to Jorginho. And I'm sure before we've obviously seen this officially confirmed on Arsenal.com, we all saw, in social media, you all saw his agent on Instagram. You all saw pictures of him actually getting in the cab to complete his medical and many other things. So yeah, shout out to Jorginho there, fellas and ladies out there. So yeah, that's all the pictures. 20 facts you didn't know about Jorginho. What's this? Obviously, he's got Italian citizenship. I think Arsenal are cheating the game there. We know he was born in Brazil. Cheating the game there. Determined child. At 5 years of age, he wanted to be a footballer. Motherly love. Okay, shout out to him. She was an amateur footballer herself. Okay. Moved from home at a young age. I mean, unfortunately, departing with family early on is something that a lot of South American players have to go through. Fair enough. He was called Haginho after Hagi of Romania. Fair enough. He had and again, he's got adversity in his game. He had trials at Palmeiras, Sao Paulo, and International, but returned unsuccessful. Such is life. Football's a funny old game of opinions. You won the Champions League. Early influences. I mean, come on, man. Said Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Kaká. He knows the vibes. Obviously, another tell adversity when he had just 20 euros to live on. Fair enough. Obviously, he's made his name under Surrey and that. All right, cool. Fair enough. Fair history maker in that. All right, cool. Fair enough. Moving on from that, obviously we've looked at that already. Sambi Albert Lokonga has obviously joined Crystal Palace on loan, where we hope Uncle Patrick Vieira can get a tune out of him. We hope Lokonga can first and foremost get some game time, get some minutes, get some experience, get some confidence. And in an ideal world, he's playing to a way where no matter how good Arsenal season is, they're saying, how did Arteta and Edu let him slip through the club and he's gone on loan and putting in performances at Crystal Palace? Or we're talking about integrating him next season. Or if worse comes to worse, you're putting yourself in the shop window for other clubs and whatnot, people. So, yeah, man, it's a shame that you have to leave us with what we're trying to aspire this season. But at the end of the day, if you're doing the business, you would be playing in it. And we might be looking at the central midfield position a bit different. But the 23-year-old Sambi has made 39 appearances since joining us in 2021 from Anderlecht. Obviously, he's been called up to the national team of Belgium and whatnot. We wish him all the best at Crystal Palace. A couple of young players have departed on loan as well, people. This, obviously, respectfully, I don't really care what Rio Ferdinand has to say, definitely where Arsenal are concerned. But I felt this was interesting because, obviously, with Jorginho, I look at it as an Arsenal fan. Cool. Whether you wanted other players or not, he's 31, wealth of experience, very gifted technically, and a very intelligent footballer player. You can see why Mikel Arteta would like, and in terms of how he likes to play football, very cultured and what Arsenal fans would like to see. And we talk a lot of, how he can come here and help complement the side, rotate in and out with the 19 games we've got, play instead of Partey or Xhaka, or play with them at some point and help us see out games. But he's 31 years of age. He's been at Chelsea where they've challenged for trophies and won a lot of stuff. He's moved to a new club. Do you want to sit on the bench? And I just hope with his burning desire, obviously he's not going to take Xhaka or Partey's spot immediately, but I hope he's got the burning desire to start, because would you want to sit on the bench? But yeah, I just felt this was very interesting from Rio. I think it's a good signing. I think it's shrewd. I've been known to criticize Jorginho, and just to clarify that, I was criticizing him because the way Chelsea played when he first got there, it didn't help him. There were too many big spaces around him, and he was being exposed physically with a lack of pace and dynamism. Again, he's very cultured, and he does cover a lot of ground and score quite high for interceptions, but that's not his game. With the eyes, they changed the way they played with and without the ball and got bodies near him to help him, and that made him a better player. Whatever you think of him, he's a fine passer of the ball, especially cutting through the lines, which I'm sure our attacking players would like. Smash the like button, people. He keeps ticking. We saw that with Italy in the Euros. He's a fine technician on the ball, and I think he'll be a point of difference to Partey. He can come in if need be and fill that gap with the experience he's got. I don't think I don't see him being a starter for Arsenal. I've got to be honest. I don't think Jorginho is a long-term signing. Clearly not. He's a stopgap, and they will get a big midfielder in the summer. I hope so. But everything I hear about him as a pro has been positive. Nothing but positive in the dressing room, in the changing rooms. But yet he's a leader. He talks and he demands high standards from his teammates, which obviously is going to help us. I bet he can't wait to go there, because Arsenal are top of the Premier League, and once again he'll wear number 20, and he did win the Euros. Don't be like Willian and them kind of players, mate. The jury's out. Jorginho is such an Arteta player. He's great in a team that plays on his strengths. He has a manager's brains, and he will be perfect for Arteta because of his football IQ is so high. That's why Pep wanted him at City when he was at Napoli, and why Arteta already wanted him last summer. Fair enough. in 2019, Arteta said, our position, obviously when he's at City, our position has changed. There are teams that want to play with a single defensive midfielder, not City. Other teams that role is not as defined, and we are losing the idea of having one who plays there, the Jorginho or Busquets type that I love. Okay. Let's see what he brings to the table in that regards. I mean, this gives me shades of Peter Cech's people. Peter Cech people. Sorry, apparently Jorginho left Chelsea on good terms, or better yet, great terms. Upon leaving the club, he expressed a desire to return to Chelsea in a role after his playing career is over. I remember a certain former goalie returning to Chelsea on the eve of or announcing it on the eve of our Euro final. So less of that, mate. Jorginho is set to become the 6th player aged 30 plus to sign for Arsenal since the summer of 2015. Of those 6, he'll be the 4th to join from Chelsea. Cech, Lichtsteiner, Socrates, David Luiz, and Willian people. In 2015, obviously Socrates and Lichtsteiner joined years later after Cech in 2018. David Luiz was in 2019, and obviously Willian was 3 years ago now, better yet, in 2020. So yeah, once again, Sambi Lokonga is signed for Crystal Palace. Lovely picture in it. Hopefully, hopefully Patrick Vieira is teaching him off the ball, most importantly, and on it, and to be confident, man. Because I don't know why, but everybody forgets. I know, Patrick Vieira was a tough midfielder, but everyone forgets he was so gifted technically and very confident. Hopefully, he can give that to Lokonga people. Apparently, the chairman of Crystal Palace said, I would like to welcome Sambi to South London. He's going to need it, ain't he, in South London? And I'm pleased he has chosen to join Patrick's squad for the rest of the season after making an impressive start to life in English football. He's been on our radar for several years since his emergence at Anderlecht. Fair enough. So you know how to utilize him. We very much look forward to his contribution as we push to climb the table. Lokonga said, I'm really excited. I want to get started. I'm really happy to join Crystal Palace. I want to go as far as possible with the team. I will try to push for me and the team to do the maximum to reach the top. Hopefully that is the case. Unfortunately, Elneny, there's been a medical update, people. He's had surgery and he's going to be out for a minute. Following an injury sustained in a recent training session, the subsequent assessments have confirmed that Mohamed Elneny has significant injury to his right knee. Mo has had successful surgery in London and will be ruled out for an extended period of time. A more detailed time scale will be established once the early stages of the rehab have been completed. Everyone at the club will be offering Mo all the support he needs and working hard with him so he can return to action as soon as possible. So we'll have to see how that happens. This journalist has just expected, he said, Arsenal to trigger Mohamed Elneny's option to extend his contract by a further 12 months. Conversations are underway and injury has not had an impact on the decision, which could be announced in the next week or so, folks. Arsenal are now very serious about signing. I assume, there we have it. Declan Rice, that's great, but the summer's irrelevant now. We have to deal with what we have on the sporting front with everything to play for. The Declan Rice interest is very serious. I'm told. I was very doubtful about the authenticity of the rumor at first. I've checked it out several times with different sources, and they're definitely going to have a crack at signing him. Fair enough. We'll see how that one works out. Again, we were linked with Osman Diamandi. Apparently, he has signed for Sporting Lisbon, folks. Apparently, Arsenal star has saved Mikel Arteta 70 million in boost for Summer, Rice, and Caicedo bids. What? How is Eddie Nketiah's? Anywho, man, I ain't got time for that. Cedric is set to move to Fulham on loan. Fulham set to finalize Cedric Suarez loan move. Fulham are set to finalize a deal for Cedric Suarez on loan from Arsenal until the end of the season. The move for the 31-year-old right back is contingent on the club first turning one of their existing loans into a permanent signing, however, and that is likely to be Shane Duffy, people. Allegedly, Dan James and Duffy are on loan at Fulham already. Premier League laws prevent that, so they're going to have to turn one into that. So we hope that's a smooth process, so that obviously Cedric can begin life as well. As you know, Marquinhos has gone out on loan to Norwich. People, we wish him all the best. Omar Rekic has gone to Wigan Athletic. Obviously, Salah's been recalled from Hull City, not gone on loan at this moment. Tyler Ferran has joined Hartlepool in League 2 on loan. And obviously, you've got young Nathan, who's joined League 1 side Accrington Stanley. Good moves for these young players. But where the transfer news is concerned, people, that seems to be it. So, as I said, we're going to have to deal with what we've got right now from a sporting point, at least until the summer, the latest next season. So